places I can't even remember, okay? Now, it's possible you'll be offended, but I guarantee you're gonna laugh. So please give it up for Little Daddy! Keep it going, everybody, keep it going. Little Daddy, here it is, baby.
How the hell y'all doing tonight? Man, I got this jacket on because my little ass is cold up in here. I like heat. Like heat from a pussy. You know what I'm saying? Keep it warm. Hell yeah. Man, this is some crazy ass shit. So I was just over there thinking about what I was going to say for tonight. You know, so I said, well, let me get some jokes together. So I realized it was two priests that was going to take a shower. And they take their clothes off and they get in the shower and they realize there was no soap. So Father John said he'll go down to his room and grab some soap. He goes down to his room, he grabs 2 bars of soap, one in each hand. So as he was walking back, 3 nuns was coming. So he didn't have nowhere to hide, so he stood against the wall and posted up like he was a statue. And the first nun came back and grabbed his manhood. He dropped a bar of soap. The second nun comes and grabs his manhood. He dropped another bar of soap. The third nun grabbed his manhood, then nothing happened. She grabbed it again, then nothing happened. The third time she grabbed it, she said, "Oh, mother of God, liquid soap." But I write dirty shit like that because I'm building like nasty and dirty lowdown. I like telling dirty jokes. You know what? I'm looking around in this room, right? And you know what got me when I look in this room? I think I'm the oldest person in this room. I'm a verified. Ladies, I'm 70 years old. Don't I got that sex appeal? Woo! Yeah! That's how I do sex with appeal. Last week I took a bath and the damn thing got stuck in my throat. My damn neck was stiff for about 6 hours. So my wife and I decided that we're going to try 69. Mind you, I'm 70 years old. I ain't never did nothing like this before. But my wife said she was going to show me. So my wife tell me to lay down on the floor, and I lay down on the floor. So my wife comes over, and she positions herself, and she squats down over my face, but she farts. But she apologized. So I go to get up, my wife said, "No, honey, we're going to try it again." So I lay back down, she comes over, she squats again, she farts again. I jump up and say, "The hell with this shit, I'm not doing this 6 or 7 more times." So y'all know, you know, it was a black guy that was walking across the beach. And as he was walking, he sees a shiny object in the sand. He reached down and he picks it up. It's a genie lamp. He rubs the lamp and the genie comes out. The genie said, "I grant you 3 wishes." He said, "I already know what I want. I want to be white, uptight, and out of sight." The genie said, "Got you. Poof, you're a tampon." So how many of y'all got children in here? You know, I got some bad ass children. I'm taking care of my niece's kids, right? So one of them get in trouble and the school called me, so I had to go to the damn school. Now I hate this shit because I had to take time off work. You know, fuck these kids. So I get to the school and the teacher takes me up to the room to where my son is at. And while I go in, I hear the teacher was asking the student, "I want y'all to use the word fascinate in a sentence." So the one little girl raised her hand, and the teacher said, "Yeah, go ahead." She said, "This summer, on summer vacation, I went to see my grandfather down south, and he had some sheep, and they were fascinating." The teacher said, "No, I want you to use the word fascinate." So another young lady raised her hand, and the teacher called on her. She said, "When I went to Vegas this year, this is my first time ever being out of town, I was fascinated." The teacher said, "No, I want you to use the word fascinate." So I heard her call a boy in the backyard. His name was Johnny. I heard her call his name Johnny. She said, "Johnny, go ahead." Johnny said, "My Aunt Curly got a sweater with 10 buttons on it, but her titties are so big she can only fascinate." But that's the worst of it. So when I go down to my other son's room, I said, I'm going to go down there and check on him, right? So it must have been a trend that the teacher was asking the students. So I heard the teacher ask the student, said, well, Dad, what part of your body go to heaven first? And the little girl said, your hands. The teacher said, why is that? She said, because when you pray, your hands are stuck together and they aim towards heaven. The teacher said, that's a good answer. So the little boy in the back, he said, no, I think it's your feet. The teacher said, why is that? He said, because I went into my mother's bedroom, her legs was in the air, I heard her screaming, oh my God, I'm coming. If it wasn't for Dad having her pinned down, I think she would have got away.
Wow.
Yeah, man, but people tend to judge the book by its cover. Take me for example. You would never guess that I graduated from Penn State, right? That's why I got my GED while I was in the state pen. Man, I was illiterate as hell when they took me to jail. They ain't know that 36 months was 3 years.
Oh, yeah,
But I'm going to tell y'all right now, I never been on HBO and I never been to the Improv. But I've been on crack and I've been to rehab.
Me too.
From 19 and you too? You been on crack too?
The Me Too movement.
Man, but you been to rehab? You know what you go to rehab for? Give a blowjob, then you don't need a blowjob for rehab for a blowjob. You don't need a rehab for a blowjob. I mean, you didn't already blow the job.
It was a blow, but not job.
So what did you go to rehab for? Huh? Alcohol. Rubbing alcohol? Well, why you in here? They got alcohol in here. Huh? Did you come to drink? What you drinking?
Good. She graduated.
She graduated.
She graduated. She doing. You going to the top.
So you just wasted people's time then.
Oh, white claw.
You see this cord around my neck? Like I said, from 1988 to 2017, I went from prepaid smoking to crack smoking. Man, I was so high, bird juice had me for the breakfast. I was so high, one time I called the police on myself, and the police actually took me to jail. The next morning, I had to go to court, and the judge said, how do you plead? I said, not guilty. He said, can you explain the 27 cent real like this? I said, Your Honor, I was afraid of the dog. But I've been sober for 7 years. Yeah. I remember, you know what, believe it or not, I used to be 60, but I smoked myself down to 5 too. That's how much crack I smoked. But anyway, I had to go through this program. And they said you want to stay sober, you got to change your people, places, and things. And the first thing you want to do is get rid of the drug dealer's phone number. Man, I ain't talked to my daughter since. But see, that's not a joke. Me and my daughter is still not talking to this day. This is my baby girl. Because my baby girl used to serve. This is the type of generation that we come up in. I didn't raise her like that, but every time she got a boyfriend, he happened to be a drug dealer. She even married a motherfucker that's a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. But I mean, you know what? That's the way life is going. So I do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? To stay where I'm at. Let me find some other jokes. I had some other shit broke down over here. What do you call a woman that want to be a man but she'll still shoot? What do you call a woman that want to be a man but she'll snitch too? A bitch ass nigga. Now that's some real shit. That's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, I had some other stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on in my mind. Why do men get down on one knee to propose to the women? Because he ain't talking to her, he talking to the coochie. You think I'm lying? No. Half the guys got them propose, they talking to the coochie. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Sometimes coochie seems to show up when you don't even want it. I'm going to give y'all a good example because I'm a mechanic and I work on cars. You know what I'm saying? So I did some work on this lady's car. And the lady was telling me, she said, when I get done, I say, you owe me $70. She said, $70? I said, yeah. She said, well, I seen how you was looking at me. I said, I wasn't looking at you. She said, but you was. I said, damn, I need my money. She said, what's wrong with me? I said, ain't nothing wrong with you. I just don't want nothing overused to play with.
What?
Yeah, that's some crazy ass shit, right?
Yes.
That's some real shit. We live in a world now today where anybody satisfied with their gender. Niggas want to be bitches and bitches want to be niggas. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
Let me give you a good example. I was at the gas station and I seen a young lady with some big titties. Now I'm looking at her, I'm a titty man. And I asked the young lady, I said, if I lick it, can we kick it? She said, I don't do guys. I said, I don't either, but I'll be your bitch for a day. I told her I eat coochie too. Eating coochie is like eating ribs. If you don't get that shit all over your pickle in your face, then you're eating it right. Now I'm not bisexual, but I'm bisexual.
Let me go.
And I realized during that ordeal, that I was a gladiator. And I'm glad I ate it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, here goes, what's some good ass shit here I'm gonna tell you about? We live in a world now today where everybody want coochie. Some men want coochie so bad they have the surgery just to get one. You think I'm bullshitting? Ask Kate and Jimmy. That's some real shit. That's some real shit. You know, so I work for this company called Provider Ride. Yeah, you know, we ride people around and pick them up in wheelchairs. So just the other day, I picked somebody up and I was at a light. And this Jeep pulled up with some pink eyelashes on it. But when they get you there, the light had a set of nuts in the back. I said, what the fuck is this, a transgender mobile? Guess who the fuck was driving? Bruce Kate and Jim.
No.
Because you know how sometimes, you know, you want to get the vehicles that kind of look like you and everything. So, you know, there's a nerve in the human body that connects the eyeballs to the anus. It's called the anal octave nerve. And it's responsible for giving the person the shitty outlook on life. If you think I'm bullshit, pull the hair from your ass and see if it won't bring a tip to your eye. Now that's some real shit. Oh man, so how y'all doing tonight? So I was at this other club, and I'm gonna shut it down. I was at this other club, and there was a young lady outside, she was smoking weed. And I asked her was she addicted. She said, man, I got 6 kids. I said, I ain't that she was addicted. But evidently she was addicted to the dick, she got 6 kids. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't wear condoms no more. Yeah, because Black Lives Matter. The last time I wore a condom, I took it off, you can hear voices saying, I can't breathe. So let me tell y'all how I became a comedian. I had this job working at a pickle factory. And I had this fantasy of sticking my finger in the pickle slicer. Yeah, I mean, it was just a fantasy. Every day I would walk by, I would look in, I had this fantasy of sticking my finger in the pickle slicer. I even called home and told my wife about it. She said, why would you want to do something like that? What if something happened to her? What am I going to do? I said, honey, it's just a fantasy. So y'all, my 8th year, I did it. Yeah, I stuck my finger in the pickle slicer. And I went home. I told my wife, I said, honey, I did it. She said, did what? I said, I stuck my finger in the pickle slicer. She said, what happened? I said, I got fired. She said, no, with the pickle slicer. I said, shit, that bitch got fired too. So I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I want y'all to put y'all hands together for Bernie Mac. Because Bernie Mac was on the corner today. And this is gonna be my last joke. Some people gonna be able to relate to it, and some people ain't gonna be able to relate to it. But anyway, Bernie Mac came to me in a dream. He said, look, Daddy, I see they've been fucking with you with your comedy. He said, but tell this joke, because I don't think they heard me the first time. So me, a white guy, and a Mexican guy walking down the road talking. I said, man, I want to go to heaven. The white guy said, God, right down the road. I said, how far? He said, about a half a mile. But I'm going to tell you right now, little daddy, your name ain't on the list. I said, huh? He said, little daddy, your name ain't on the goddamn list. I said, maybe I can try. He said, maybe you can. Maybe if you can ask the Lord a question, and if you can't answer, he just might let you in heaven. So the Lord looked at me, and I looked at the Lord. I went and whispered in the Lord's ear. The Lord, he looked up, he looked down. He said, open the gate! And I walked through the gate. The white guy said, how you get through that gate? There's some bullshit, how you get through that gate? The white guy went to the father. He said, Father, what did that black guy ask you? He asked me, when will black people ever stick together?
Okay.
That's it for me, y'all. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you all for coming out tonight.